Two.
Oh!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am your whimsical DM, Victoria, and we have got a fun time ahead of us. It's a fairy rave, basically. But before we get the party going, we do have some announcements and a recap to take care of. So, Kristy, if you could be so kind as to read it, do the thing.
Do the
I'm
live?
not gonna make the joke this time. I'm not doing it.
All right, here we go.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Now, here's a word from our sponsors. Little Dragon Core is a Canadian-based dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. I mean, look at all these pretty dicey boys. Head on over to littledragoncorp.com and enter the coupon code BONUS for 15% off your order. That's BONUS. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some additional music that we use here on Thursday nights. He's a talented composer with great content usage rights, so go check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Probo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Wow, thank you, Kristy. It caught me licking the chip powder off of my finger. Thank you, Kristy, for taking care of the announcements.
You're
and
most
now,
welcome.
so I can continue to eat potato chips. Ink, would you be so kind as to give us a recap?
I would love to, Victoria. Thank you so much for just choosing me randomly for that. So, last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the party has arrived at a special rebirthday party for one of Sam's very, very devout followers and friends. The party ends up spreading out and kind of going and doing a lot of different things with different people, finally having what seems to be a moment of true peace. For example, we had this whole bar set up with magical drinks where some people went to go and see what sort of strange magical concoctions they could have. Dawn eventually found his way wading through a satyr orgy to go speak with one of his sisters and make sure that she is doing okay, figuring out how the rest of the family is getting criticized for his life choices, the usual. We heard that Dove was present, and we had some very, very giant magical animals. Clover went to go check in on Dove. Ego went and spoke with a mysterious woman who was a very cunning linguist who was able to transmit to Ego the song of their people. The song of their people? God. The language of their people, I should say, Undercommon, talking a little bit about the drow, what Ego apparently was, or may have been, before becoming a Hexblood. And then Ego happened to meet the person that the rebirth day was for, and the two exchanged various amounts of wisdom. Aurum tried a whole bunch of magical food and drinks. He got the head of a donkey. I'm trying to think what was the other thing that happened to you?
And a big mane.
You got a big old baboon ass. You got a big mane. Just transforming over and over and over again. Eventually, though, it is time for the ceremony of the rebirth day to begin. So Sam calls everyone over, most specifically being Dawn and Aurum, as they have essentially sworn deals with him. Dawn is about to swear an oath, I believe, or has sworn an oath to the ancients, much like this same follower has done. So everyone is going to have to sing and dance for, was it an hour? Without stopping for this rebirth to occur. And the magic and ritual starts up, and everything is getting really nice and wild and fey-y. We got something about to go down. Everyone is gonna be doing their part. Aurum is sort of leading the ritual in a way, and that's kind of where we left off, because it seemed like things were about to kind of kick off in some form or another, and that's what you miss. If you didn't watch, if you did, I love you.
Yeah. Okay, that was weird. It muted itself. Thank you. Kristy and Ink, you may take D6 Bardic Inspiration for your contributions to the stream. So, let me just get a couple things set up right now. 1 minute. Oh my god. What am I doing here? Sorry, 1 second. Why is this turning off? There we go. It's like it reset itself. My whole like soundboard thing.
Oh.
Like all the things I had turned off are back on, and then all of the things I had turned on are off. Okay. I think that worked. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. So. Okay, so basically, when we left off, Sam had declared that he would be the master of ceremonies, and that Aurum was going to lead the dance. And Aurum, he leads you over to a tree that bears a sort of like pinkish purple, like kind of pear-shaped fruit. And he has you eat the whole thing in one bite, which you do. And not long after, you like find yourself going on a very strange sensory experience where color becomes movement and sound becomes color. You can like see like the forms of people and things like moving. They're not just like static, discrete shapes. They kind of like flow together, and all of the colors around you become significantly brighter, almost like disorientingly so, as these like patterns of color like dance across your vision. And when you like look at things from different angles, the pattern and the movement of the color of an object changes. It's very disorienting. So Sam starts to walk you like back to the ritual circle, and he will declare to everyone, All right, we have our rabble rouser, and I think, is starting to. Yep, he's getting ready to go. All right, everybody, you know what you have to do. If you can play a musical instrument and you'd like to contribute, feel free. Otherwise, I think there's almost everybody here can play. There's like at least 20 satyrs here, so we've basically got our whole own band. But if you can play your own instrument, feel free. Just make sure you keep dancing. We're gonna do this for an hour. If you are the reason that the ritual stops and doesn't go on for an hour, I'm going to be very cross with you. I just gotta tell you that right now. I have my eye on all of you, collectively at once. Rabble Rouser, if you could be so kind as to start us off. And Sam, basically a lute, just is summoned out of nowhere, on the air. And there's this warm breeze that blows past you, and it smells very fragrant, grass, wild grasses and flowers. And he begins to pluck a very lively tune on his lute. So now, as the rabble rouser, you're the leader of the dance party ritual. You have advantage on performance checks. You and friendly creatures who remain within 10 feet of you for 15 minutes have advantage on Constitution saving throws to remain dancing. However, you have disadvantage on perception, investigation, and insight checks. I'm gonna send you this.
I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, you're good. I can see the pain in your eyes.
There was so much.
Oh, why is it doing that? Hold on. It's sending it as an image, and I don't like that. There you go. It's in your chat.
Yay.
Okay, so the way that this is gonna work, it's basically, we're gonna be doing a group skill check, and there are going to be 4 phases. It's basically going to break down into 15-ish minute sections, and everybody can choose to contribute in their own way. But you have a very simple task, and that is to just party super hard for an hour, and don't stop dancing. So
this sounds impossible.
I mean, maybe for Dawn, it might be, kind of tough.
Just Dawn is this fucking sucks. I'm not dancing. Immediately ruins it right out the gate.
You gotta do that viral dance that from that really nice choreography from that music video that everyone's been doing.
Wait, which one?
Well, I can't get up and do it. It's the one where all the people are following after the woman. They do the.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I have.
It's a very good.
I have no idea.
I don't. What am I supposed to call it? It's just choreography. It's not a dance move.
Turn this. I'm trying to find good music here.
You know what song they're dancing to at least, Ink?
I'd have to look it up again.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, basically, you guys are all, if you're in the roll 20, I've kind of arranged everybody who is in this dance. Let me come over here and mark which one is Sam. He's this one. I'm gonna put a little symbol on him. I don't know, the pink wispy thing. I have no idea. But yeah, everybody, if you have any ideas of the things that you want to do, this is kind of loosey-goosey. You can kind of just if you have an idea of how you want to contribute to this or what you want to do, throw it at me. You can use whatever skills and abilities you think work for this, as long as you can make a good enough justification as to why we should be able to make anything work.
Sure. Do you have to do something different every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Alright.
I'm proficient in pan flute. Does that help?
If you wanna play music to try to like rouse the spirits of the people around you.
Yeah. Well, mine's actually an ocarina, but pan flute.
Okay. Yeah, so for that one, I could make this more difficult. If some person does like a performance check or something, like a charisma performance check, let's try to see if everybody can come up with something slightly like different that they do. Make it a little bit of a challenge. So if you want to play your ocarina, oh, that dance is really fire.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And it's really, really good, yeah. If you
Whole
want to
music
play
video is good. Watch it later.
if you want to play your ocarina for everybody, you can make a performance check.
Ooh. 18 plus 6.
Yeah, you're jamming. You're going for it. But yeah, you're able to do that, and for this first like 15-minute segment, as you are playing your ocarina, I would imagine you're kind of like maybe like flying around to like different areas. Like if all the musicians are clumped up in one area, I feel like Clover goes to people that are on another side and like gives them their own little music to like cheer them up. But yeah, that will work.
Nice.
Who would like to go next?
I actually really that helps with what I wanted to do. So I think Aurum is following the colors of the music, because you said music turns into colors.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he starts like doing like a little dance hop thing around the circle without even realizing he's doing it, to be honest, just because he's following the colors. But he knows he needs to get the people on board that are gonna be down to dance first. So he's looking for Clover because he knows Clover is always down for anything.
Okay.
And
What
so
are you
he's
doing with
dancing
Clover?
around. He's dancing around, and then he sees her music, and that leads him to her. And he's gonna try to. Can I talk? Am I? Or am I just like full on LSD trip?
Talk.
Like...
You're tripping balls. Your body kind of like, it's almost like you're moving of your own accord, and you'll just like find yourself in different places, and like you can have an intention to go places, but if you're not like actively intending to go somewhere, like you're just kind of all over. As for communication, you can communicate, but it's definitely like hard to make it coherent.
That's fair. I'm gonna go
You're
over
having like a synesthesia experience like no other.
yeah. I'm gonna go over to Clover's like section, and it's mostly at Clover because I know she'll dance with me. But I'm gonna just like dance at her and maybe like put out my paw to like pull her in, to like get her to come dance. Maybe a persuasion check.
Yeah, you can roll a persuasion check.
I roll bad.
Oh,
so
honey.
Kristy, all of the satyrs and the musicians are like over here, if you can see where I'm pinging on roll 20.
Yeah.
So I would imagine you are probably like, yeah. So then if Aurum comes over here, everybody that's in this area is gonna have a bonus at the end. Because wherever Aurum places himself is where people basically like get a little help.
Gotcha.
I rolled a 3 plus 5.
To persuade?
Yeah, for an 8.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think is an 8 to persuade Clover and the people around her to dance? Because
I think, like,
she's around people that like are kind of like in more of like a quiet, like a slightly quieter spot. They're not like right up around all of the musicians. She's like one of the only ones playing in this little part of the circle.
I think the music's way louder for him than it is for everybody else. So he thinks it's like booming over here. And he gets over here and he thinks he's doing the best dance he's ever done. But he's like just tripping over roots and stuff.
Oh, buddy.
But he thinks he's doing it.
Yeah, so Clover, like,
I rolled a 5, so like, I don't know what that means though.
what were you rolling?
I was just rolling a 5 to see if he could persuade me, because I'm like, I'm assuming it would be a contested roll, but if it's not, if he just rolled an 8 and everyone's like, nah.
I don't think it's a contested roll because you're not the only one in this area.
True. Okay.
So it's just kind of like there's like a DC that he needs to surpass in order to succeed. That he has not surpassed. The DC for like success for everything, as you can imagine, gets higher.
Okay.
The longer the dance goes on, unless for some reason you can justify what you're doing, that it wouldn't have been harder. So he kind of like shuffles over and is yelling. He's like yelling really loud.
Oh
no! And I feel like you're yelling like
over the music.
Yeah, and you're like the colors, and then you're just like little cat, like
the colors are so good. Little cat, come on, we gotta go dance. And
you just like
it's
fall
great.
and eat shit, and you trip over like it's probably some like stones in this like little like stage area.
Oh no!
But like, so Clover, you probably have to stop playing for a little bit to like help him get up because he will continue to dance while he's laying on the ground.
Oh no!
He's like wiggling around.
Yeah, I can't let that happen. I have to help him.
Yeah, so you probably have to stop for a bit to help him get back up. So you guys have 1 success and 1 failure right now.
Lord. I think,
yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
for Don, at least for these first 15 minutes, his main goal is just to not fuck up.
Uh-huh.
So
your sister is still here. All of the Dionysus and all of his followers are still part of this, because this is just the VIPs. So some people got like bamfed out, but she's there and she sees you. And you're just trying to not fuck up?
He's literally just like, you know, when you're at a party and you don't want to be there, but everyone's like, come on, dance. So you're just like...
just focusing super hard.
I got this.
Perfect.
Okay. Alright, so... What's a roll to focus really hard on dancing?
Survival.
Survival.
Honestly, it might end up being... Let's
survive.
see.
I'm just trying to survive, man.
Yeah, hold on, I'm checking.
So you can see all my nice dance moves. I'm wearing a black shirt, so it's just like I'm
Oh my
head.
god. Yeah, so I feel like this could be... I think that this could be like a straight wisdom check for you. I think that this could be also, like, if you're trying to, basically, like, make everyone around you think that you're super into it, it could be a deception check. I think this could also be an athletics check if you're just trying to, like, get into your body and, like, keep your body moving. I think there's a couple different ways it could go. Like, if you're trying to stay in your head and keep your head focused, it's gonna be straight wisdom.
Okay, yeah, I think he's trying to more of just... I think it's more like he's trying to convince everyone else, you know, via deception route, that he's, like, in it to win it.
Yeah, for sure. You can roll a deception check.
Alright, 17 plus 3, so dirty 20.
Yeah, you do. I feel like Don has probably had to play this part for most of his like childhood into young adult into grown adult life of just like he knows that in certain situations he can't escape his family, so he has to just go along with it so that they'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
And you're very good at convincing people that you're there to have a good time, even if you know that you're not. So, yeah, you're jamming. Where in the circle do you want to be? Your token is over here.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on over here.
There is a lot of stuff going on everywhere.
It seems like they're having a time over here, so I think he's just gonna shimmy his way over.
Okay. Nice.
While he's trying to convince everybody that he's, like, woo, yeah, party, woo.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be like, what the fuck is he doing?
Don, you dance so good!
Movement just like flows through him, and the colors like radiate out. Even though
You're
you
so
see
bright.
There's like a ray of darkness from within him, like a blank spot. Like you can almost there's a blind spot when you try to look at him directly on.
I like touch his nose. Like whoa.
Whoa!
Stop.
Nice. Yeah. We love to see it. Alright, that leaves just one person.
I'm gonna try to play louder than Aurum's yelling.
Ego is gonna focus themselves right here around the people that they think are kind of a little bit the weird, the outcasts, the freaks.
Mm-hmm.
AKA these guys that look like normal men. The mushroom, the centaur, and the pixie. And Ego is gonna bust out their little trumpet and basically stare them directly in the eye, playing the trumpet, and dance like Wednesday Addams. Just really weird, twitchy, and be like, let's be weird, mother truckers.
Okay, so...
Playing my horn and dancing.
Yeah, so do you think this is more of like a show of force, or do you think that this is more like you're calling upon like your weird eldritch self?
I think,
or something else.
I think that I'm over dramatizing a performance to try and goad them into being like, well, we can't look as weird as that guy, so we'll dance.
Okay, you can roll an intimidation check.
Okay. I'll probably be adding my d6 to this, because I'm not actually as good at that. Ooh. Hell, why not, though? I said I would. 19.
Nice, yeah, that is a success. So you kind of like, you're like playing this, and I think you probably do just like walk up like that, and so there's this like 10-foot tall center, and then this like gangly little purple guy comes up and is like, and
who again is like 4'10" and has sheep legs. So well, actually no, I have dogs for feet right now.
Dogs
so
for
I'm just
feet
like
right now.
I'm just like
yeah, and the dogs are like just doing a little like dog dance. The mushrooms, I will say, the mushrooms are like going in. They all are like singing and writhing. Like every mushroom that is in, there's like I think at least 4 of them. Like they are partying harder than the satyrs. They're all like singing in a terrible nasally falsetto, but they're going for it. But yeah, the centaur kind of looked like he was like didn't really know how to like fit in. He's afraid of maybe like stepping on people, but you like lock eyes with him and just like start getting into it. And I think like he kind of is like sees you and then sees everybody else looking at you, and he kind of like gets like a little groove going and like starts walking away from you.
If he took too long, I was gonna stop playing the horn and be like, dance.
Yeah, probably do have to do that. But like he'll get into it, and I think he'll eventually dance away from you because he's like, I don't want to be associated
him,
with
like,
that.
I play with like one hand and I'm like,
Yeah, totally. I think that works. So, cool. You guys have 3 successes. So that's awesome. This means that now all of you can make your first Constitution saving throw at advantage because you as a party collectively have succeeded, and this also means that the rest of the party goers get to roll their Constitution save with advantage.
thank goodness, because that was an 8 and a 19, so 22 for me.
I'll roll my cursed dice for this.
Dirty 20.
My dice are cursed.
I also got an 8, but I got a 17, so the total is 18.
Okay, so an 18, a dirty 20. What did Ego
10.
and Aurum get?
I got a 22.
22 and a 10?
Yeah.
10 was what you needed to beat for this first one.
Okay.
And luckily, the partygoers rolled a 12, so they also pass. So yeah, for the first 15 minutes, like, the vibes are good. There's a couple hiccups. It's a little weird at times, but like, overall, the vibes are there. The energy levels are like very, very high. Okay, so for the next...
Someone needs to take their top off. Someone needs to...
For the next 15 minutes, I think
The
like
satyrs
this
are already
is...
doing it.
Yeah, the satyrs are... I'm gonna move everybody around here. I think these guys are gonna come over here. The blink dog, the pixies, and the campestries are gonna come over here.
Do you guys remember that like CG movie Scary Godmother? And there's that one sequence where they're all dancing and like the background just keeps changing.
I do not remember. I have no memory of that.
Scary Godmother is a weird fucking Halloween movie if I've ever seen it.
Love it.
I don't even know if it was American.
Okay, so I think at this time, let me reassign. Please. Sorry, I have to look up one thing in Dawn's sheet, because he has 10,000 fucking siblings. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna put a token down for Polyhymnia. Just so that we know who she is. It is like a more male presenting satyr, but that's okay. So I think at this time, like, because Dawn is like doing really good at pretending that he's enjoying this, your sister comes over.
Oh my god, no.
And she is gonna be there, probably also with all 3 of her lovers, who are going to be represented by these 3 nobles.
God.
There's these 3 nobles that are there. Actually, we're gonna do this. Right there. So it's like, basically, these 3 nobles, Polyhymnia and Dionysus is gonna come over, because, like, the vibes are pretty good over here, even though, and, like, a lot of the satyrs have gotten closer, so it's like, the party's picking up. But yeah, what does everybody want to do?
I have another idea. If no one
I have another idea too, but you can go.
Ego knows the witch dance, and that is a dance about dancing on flames. And Ego's like, what better way to keep people dancing than by burning the bottoms of their feet? I would like to start setting little fires with fire bolts so that they have to stamp on it. Because that's what Ego thinks is a great way to dance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Either that or prestidigitation to make it seem like there's fires that they have to dance around. Make it wild. They're satyrs! This is the Feywild!
Yeah, no, for sure.
They love it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Why don't you
Everyone
roll
loves
me...
setting a fire.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
Can do. 21.
Nice. Yeah, that's a success. So yeah, I think you like scatter these like little like sparks almost. Like you kind of, I feel like you kind of like hold back a little bit of the power so that you're not like hurting people, but like you kind of do it like where people are like about to step, so then they'll like pull their feet up and like turn around, and it actually ends up that now people are like spinning around and jumping. So that loosely counts as dancing, and you know what, we're gonna allow it. We're gonna say that that's dancing.
Yeah. As long as they don't stop moving.
Okay. Nice. What's everybody
I'm
else
not
doing?
a nice person.
No, that's a choice, but it works.
I think Don is still holding on to like the bottles of wine he was given. So he's just gonna start, because he's doing this and he's like, I need a fucking drink. But he's gonna start, just passing out, sips from the bottle, drinking and dancing. Let people, pour some alcohol on somebody's huge boobs. That's what you do at parties.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Belly button shot.
Yeah. So what skill do you think this falls under?
Probably persuasion.
Okay.
You're persuading someone to take a drink.
Okay, cool.
Pure
Yeah, that's because I can see a couple different routes, because it's like, are you trying to pass out as many as possible, like sleight of hand, or like pass drinks over like weird distances for acrobatics? But I think if you're just trying to like get people to loosen up, I think a persuasion check is perfect.
Yeah. 11 plus 5 for 16.
Nice. Yeah, that will succeed. You're able to, I think, like, people kind of just like pass around the bottle. I think at one point somebody like lays down on their stomach, and like somehow belly button shots take place like amidst the dancing.
Like they're doing the worm, right?
Yeah, like I think that they're just like being held up while like flat while other people are like dancing around, and they're somehow doing belly button shots off of this person. But yeah, that is successful. You're able to do that.
All right.
People are getting loose, getting turned. So yeah, I think that overall that like helps people. That definitely helps people perform. We'll see what the consequences might be later. Our last two. What do you guys want to do?
I think I'm gonna start druid crafting as I'm still playing, and as I go around the circle, I'm gonna do a bunch of poppies, because that's for like remembrance and death and like celebration at the same time. So I'm gonna use poppies as I go.
Nice, yeah. What skill check do you think this would fall under? Or like, what is your, how is Clover trying to do it? Like, if you could describe it within the bounds of the skill.
Maybe Arcana or Nature?
So Arcana has already been taken this round.
Oh, okay. Then I guess Nature?
Yeah, I think it could be Nature or Insight.
She is not an insightful person.
She's not insightful. Yeah, so...
She's meh at Nature, but it's better than Insight. I mean, I could do Insight.
Yeah, I think it could be Nature or, like, Survival. I think it could fall under either one of those.
Maybe Survival?
Yeah, because I think, like, to me, like, rolling them for, like, a meaning does not require scientific knowledge of the plant.
True.
It
Yeah.
is more of a cultural knowledge, so
Yeah.
I feel like survival makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's more to do with like the meaning and the emotion behind the flower choice. Like if it was just like a bunch of different flowers, it wouldn't really matter. But because she's specifically going through the flower language that her mom taught her.
Why don't you do it as a charisma survival check? Because
Ooh, okay.
you're doing it in a way that is very much based off of like culture and society.
Okay. Okay. So that'd be 16 plus 6.
Nice, yeah, that is a success.
Nice.
You are able to conjure up these little flowers that very quickly like sprout and bloom all around the circle. And I think some of the people who you kind of like, you know, a lot of the people that like are going up to Glad Hat and like dancing with him and like talking to him while they dance, I think they see the flowers and I think some of them get really sad, but then a lot of them, they go and they like give him big hugs and they are like renewed and like re-energized to dance with him and like have a final memory with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that overall like it's like it causes a mix of emotions, but it
Bittersweet.
keeps people very focused on him and why they are doing it.
Cool.
All right, Aurum, you are our last person here.
Yeah, I think Aurum probably thinks that him falling down was pretty funny. So he's gonna like maneuver over here, and then like purposely start just falling all over the place while he dances to try to make people laugh because laughter is medicine.
Oh wow, okay.
The logic
Yeah.
leaps. I'm here for it. I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
And it might help, you know?
Yeah. So we had an Arcana, we had a Survival. I believe Dawn did a Persuasion.
I was going specifically for a medicine check.
Right. Okay. So
It's so stupid, but I love it.
It's
So
an
dumb.
Aurum way to do things.
Yeah, that's medicine, right?
Yeah, laughter's medicine. If
Why
they're
don't you
laughing,
give me-
they'll be encouraged to keep dancing.
why don't you give me a perception or an insight check first? You do have disadvantage, but just give me one of those real quick.
Okay, I rolled pretty good this time. 21. Perception.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you are able to see where like people are lagging, and it's actually like the pixies are getting a little tired out. A lot of people are actually bumping into them and not even realizing because they're so small. And so a lot of them have like gathered up in that area over there, and they're kind of like getting a little insecure and like frustrated. And
You're small, haha.
I think Aurum would kind of, even in this state, realize better than a lot of people that like a pissed off pixie is not a thing that you want, because then they fuck with you. So I think you go and do the only thing that you know will cheer up pixies and sprites, and that is slapstick comedy. And you just start bawling. And yeah,
Oh, no.
and I think we'll have you keep the perception check for this one, because I kind of think that makes a little bit more sense than medicine.
Okay. All right. I was just reaching. I was reaching hard.
No, it's valid. You're valid. But yeah, so everybody succeeded, which is awesome. Everybody can now make a Constitution saving throw with advantage to keep dancing, and the rest of the party.
Me, mommy is cooking.
14.
That's
15.
Okay.
Also 14.
Okay.
17.
Okay. 14. was the threshold that you needed to pass this time.
Oh god, it's getting so high.
Oh
Mhm.
no!
Yeah, so that's the thing when you keep, like, when you have, like, resounding success, a lot of energy is going into it, which is great, but it also means that it gets a little bit harder. So, luckily for you, everybody who is at the dance party rolled a 19, so they are also able to keep dancing, which is really, really great. So now we move into the next 15 minutes. This is, you've passed the 30-minute mark of dancing, and I think this is where it's starting to get a little tedious. Your feet that are dogs or just feet might be hurting. People are getting, like, physically a little bit worn out. Like thirsty, sore, etc., etc. So we're starting to get into the tough times. What's everybody doing?
I have an idea.
Okay, I'm gonna start moving some people around.
Yeah, you start this time.
I think noticing that people are starting to get tired,
Mm-hmm.
I think Aurum's best idea would be to try to slow down and, like, lower the music to prepare for, like, a crazy finish, right? So he's, like,
Mhm.
getting low and, like, putting his hands up to get them to, like, lower it and take it to, like,
a little bit softer now. A little bit
yeah, kind of like that, yeah. And he's just, like, trying to, like, I guess persuade people that, like, we should take a slower section this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, Polyhymnia and Dionysus are staying. Oh, she turned. Okay, we're just gonna leave her like that. The sprites. Where are you staying where you're at there?
I'm waiting. Are you done moving people?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna move person.
I think
Over
I'm gonna
here.
go over here and give some love to Ego, because I haven't been around Ego yet.
Okay,
And,
nice.
And who better to get the party to, like,
To bring it
go
down?
a little bit darker.
What's funny is that I was going to pump it up, so now I'll save that for the last one.
Okay, all right. My bad.
No, it works. It works.
So I was going for, like, a persuasion check, but I also feel like deception's pretty good, or not deception. Stealth is pretty.
Okay.
But my persuasion's way
Stealth
better
it.
than my stealth.
Yeah, I think this is a persuasion, because I think you're kind of, like, you're changing the vibe. You're trying to change the vibe from, like a woohoo celebration party to, like, it's almost like getting, like, a little bit, like more, like, sensual. It's, like, getting a little darker, like, people are getting, like, a little bit more gyrate-y. They're not as jumpy, like...
Yeah, have less room for Jesus. Like, bring it down. It's
Yeah.
still dancing. It's less energy.
Yeah.
It's less rave, and it's more like, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, yeah, it's like, it's starting
just
to get
gave
to
me
be
an
grind
idea, oh
time.
no.
Like, people are grinding now, is what you're trying to go for. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
roll
right.
a persuasion check to grind.
And I have No, I don't have advantage on persuasion. Okay. No! I rolled a 10.
Okay, do you have any inspiration, or would anyone like to give
Oh, I do
a
have...
bardic
I don't have
You have a-
inspiration.
I used my D6.
I can give you my d6.
Do you
Take
wanna
the
do
d6.
that?
Yeah, take my d6.
Well, so here's the thing. You can take her d6. There are other things that you could do to try to give yourself advantage, because you know that there are a couple, like, very, very powerful beings that are here that are, like, they're kind of like, their magic is
To
to
a
party and to go, like, crazy. So if you want to try to, like, use them to help do this, that's another way that you could try to, like, give yourself an advantage die.
Oh, you know what? I'll go up and get really sensual with Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say ego because you came by me.
No, I just thought about when you said that. I'm sorry, Ego. I was gonna come over to you. But I think getting sensual with Sam is definitely the way to go.
I was going more for like, hey Sam, can you inspire me? But sure, yeah, you know what? Not only can you have an advantage, but
just like
hold on.
yeah.
So
You get
you
advantage
do
and
that.
Go full
inspiration.
dedication.
Because Sam is the best way to change the tune as well, I think.
That's true. So you can roll another check and do an advantage. You also get a D12 bardic inspiration as he will inspire you because he's receptive to this. So Kristy, you can keep your D6.
Cool.
All right, so that's a 27.
Holy shit!
Okay, yep, the vibes have completely changed. I actually feel like this is almost like it's starting to get like that like dark and like mysterious like witchy vibe. Like I feel like we're really coming into Ego's time here.
Okay.
The satyrs are down. They're down to clown. They're down for whatever. The vibe changes. They instantly like go for it. But yeah, like I feel like Sam like starts changing up like what the music is, and like even like the forest around you like gets a little bit darker, and it's just like little multicolored fireflies that are like flicking in and out around all of you. It's very much like an actual club now instead of like a middle school rec hall dance in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, the vibe has very much changed.
Perfect.
But yeah, that is a success.
God. I want to go with the witchy. Like originally, I was going to like start sneaking people water. But now with this vibe, I've already used my magic once, so it feels cheap to kind of do it again. So I need to think of something else.
It depends on how you're using the magic.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I would go to the rebirthday boy,
You're gonna go to Glad Hat.
Glad Hat, and I'm gonna start purring while I'm playing the ocarina.
Oh my god, she's like she's getting up on the old man. All right, okay. What are you trying to do for him? What's the goal here?
Purring is scientifically proven to help heal and soothe, especially like closer to death. And it's also known to like reduce anxiety. It's known to like heal bone structures. So she's going in at it like this is comfort.
Okay. So yeah, so you're trying to comfort somebody, but you're also doing it in a way that is like medical. So I think this can be like a charisma medicine check.
Okay.
You know, I love when I have to think of like a cool way, like what is the like ability like change. Like I love when people think of things that make me have to change which like ability goes into the skill.
15.
Okay.
11 plus 4.
Yeah, so you go up to him and you're purring.
Wait, I have a D6. Wait, I gotta use it. Roll. Oh, 15 plus 6.
Okay,
21.
that's good because the 15 was not quite
Not
there.
enough? Okay.
You were very close, but not quite there.
I had intended to use the D6. I just forgot because I don't have the D6 on me.
Yeah, so something strange happens in this moment. That any of you who are looking at Clover would see. And Ego, you feel something in your body that kind of like makes you look over at Clover in this moment. And you can see she's playing her ocarina, and you kind of like hear that like purr reverberating, because I feel like when like a person-sized creature would purr, it would be kind of loud. And she's like purring, and Glad Hat is like, he's into it, like he's feeling good, like his back might have been hurting or something, and he's like feeling a little bit better. But there is this like glimmer of like starlight that like appears in the middle of Clover's chest. And you feel this, Ego, you feel like a shiver down your spine. And Clover, you feel this like sense of like fullness in your body. And you feel like there is a sense of you could like release something. You could like bring something forth. There's something that like wants to be summoned in order to aid you in this moment. And
I lean into it.
Familiar.
Yeah, I lean into it.
Okay.
I embrace it.
So you are a level 3 warlock.
I am.
You're doing, I believe you are doing Pact of the Chain.
I am.
So why don't you tell us what your familiar looks like as they burst forth from a little star like seed thing that was in your chest and are going to come and aid you in this moment. Or would you like me to tell you what they look like?
Well, you tell me what it looks like. I know what it is. I know it's a tressum.
Yes.
You tell me what it looks like.
Okay, so yeah, bursting forth from your chest, there's like this brief flash of light, and then all of a sudden there's this like little cat. And it's like the size of a house cat, but it has wings. Its fur is this like dark, inky, purple, blue, not quite, like in some places it looks black, but it's very much like night sky, but its body has bright white stripes. Like it has like a tabby pattern in white that like you can see is like illuminated with like tiny little flickers of like starlight, like along the stripes, like that's how they're outlined in like little pinpricks of light. And it has this like faint glow, and it has like bright yellow eyes, like very, very bright. And it pops out of your chest, and it like begins purring and like weaving in between Gladhat's legs, and then it'll do like the cat thing where it like jumps up on 2 legs and is like kind of just like putting its paws on him. And he like goes and picks it up and is like petting it and is like snuggling it and like holding it, and like when you hold your pet and you're like dancing. Yeah, like he's just doing that. But yeah.
I think Clover looks very close, if not crying, like close to tears, probably crying a little bit at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, Ego, there's like something in this moment that like you feel like a little bit of like a connection. Like it's almost like there's a thread that you forgot was there that like you feel a little bit of a tug. And there's like something at the base, you feel like the base of your spine like kind of tingles.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it's becoming Ego's vibe. I don't know how to, like, keep it going, though. Like,
does
I'm
Ego
worried,
wear
like, I don't
pants?
want to scare them. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the sheepy legs were just, like, full out.
No, she actually hides those. Yeah, there's... Well, actually, it's like, if I remember correctly, actually what I wear is like a skirt and then like knee boots, like thigh boots.
Okay.
So up the skirt, there would be like that little bit of thigh squish with also wool. Mm-hmm. Hell, I mean, it's getting dark. It's getting a little bit gyratey. I wonder if I can... Oh my god. Because I don't want to scare them. If I scare them, they'll stop. I want to... Ooh. Because we've got this, like, kind of low beat going on. I want to try and do some... using the verbal components of my spells, but not doing the exact somatic. Basically, using the somatic, components of my spells as a weird, freaky dance. But I want to try and rhythmically say the verbal components of my spells like a weird, witchy kind of not song, honestly almost like some weird kind of dark poetry, trying to get all of those arcane words to wrap around each other to this music and sort of make this dark vibe, almost like a dark witch rap. Just kind of flowing all of this arcane language together with weird, and I can use prestidigitation to kind of add into that, but basically using what I know about my spells to just sort of make this kind of dark, creepy vibe as a build-up.
Okay, so I think this is going to be another Arcana check, but instead of intelligence, I want you to use Charisma. So Charisma Arcana check.
All right, so then that'll be a plus 3 for me. Let's roll a straight d20. 17. 14 plus 3.
That's good. You passed. Yeah, you like are like almost like contributing like a little bit of extra to like this bass, and you're like chanting. Like I feel like you do a lot of like Sylvan chants too, just because your mother was a hag, and I feel like that kind of just like really fits in well with the vibe, because Sylvan is like a very like beautiful language, and depending on how you say it, it can be very whimsical, but I feel like it can also be very like dark and mysterious.
Yeah, it's like, and I want it to be like down in the throat. Like Ego is doing this weird kind of guttural, almost like throat singing, but it's like a throat guttural Sylvan rap.
Yeah, like Tibetan throat singing, but like make it fae.
Well, like if you've ever heard like German rap or like anything that has a lot of weird consonant sounds, yeah, or like even like any kind of like Swedish, but like make it dark. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm building up for my last 15 minutes.
I think in doing this, you start to notice the stonework like beneath you, making up this sort of like ritual circle / dance floor. Like these large glyphs and like runes in Sylvan begin to faintly glow, and they kind of like resonate with the words that you're speaking, and like you definitely feel like a very, very ancient, very, very old magic is definitely present in the space. And it's the kind of
love that.
It's the kind of magic that like there is no thought. It is like pure like feeling and instinct. And like that's definitely like suffusing the space. All right. I believe we are waiting for one more.
All right. So I think noticing everyone being tired, Don is starting to get tired. Don has an idea for like the last 15 minutes, but for now he's going to try to keep people from trying to peter out while everything is all calm and stuff, because you know sometimes when it gets quiet at a party, people are like, all right, it's like my chance to like sit down, and he doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So he's going to do that by trying to entice or convince Mr. Dionysus to use his god powers to give people more energy, because he's a god. Be a god. Do god thing.
What do you say to him? Your sister has like left the area, but Dionysus is still there. Like, and he's definitely like he's like dancing in your general vicinity.
Yeah, so he's he's just gonna be like, you're a god, right?
I am.
You're a god of partying, specifically, right?
Revelry and wine, but yes, more or less.
Well, if you can see, the revelry is about to stop revelrying in the next 15 or so minutes. So it'd be really nice if we got a little more energy and flowing, right?
You know, is the energy decreasing or is it just changing? Because, I mean, from what I can see, it sort of seems like people are about to get down and dirty, and I don't have a problem with that.
Look, I can understand why not like scoots away from two people slow dancing, that it might also be changing, but if it changes in a certain way, people are still going to stop dancing.
But they could be dancing horizontally.
I don't know if Sam would think that counts.
Are you sure about that? You can roll a let's see. So we had an Arcana. We had Kristy, what did I have? Did I have you do
Charisma.
Charisma medicine?
Yeah.
And then Jamie, what did I have you do? You were was this
I
this
think
this wasn't
persuasion.
it was persuasion?
I think, yeah.
Okay. I think this is going to be another persuasion check. I will allow it because you're doing something like very specific. So I think this one's going to be persuasion.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. If I couldn't do it through persuasion alone, I was about to say I would try to do something to impress him at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, he's looking to be convinced.
Yeah. Luckily I'm very good at persuading people, so 15 plus 5 for 20.
Yes, that is a success. He like gives you like a sultry glance and is like, well, with such a forceful personality, how could I say no? And he snaps his fingers and like there's suddenly like a very, very strong smell of wine, and like multiple people suddenly have like a little like glass of like wine in their hands. And like basically everybody kind of gets like a little greater restoration. Like there's just like a mass greater restoration in the space. Everybody is just like re-energized. Any sort of like exhaustion that they were building up to is gone. And they're definitely like feeling refreshed, and they're not quite getting to the point that they're not getting to the point where they're going to stop dancing and doing other stuff that might not count. So yeah, you have stayed them off from being total heathens for 15 minutes.
All right.
Cool. So everybody, I need you all to roll me Constitution saving throws at advantage, please.
Dionysus is grinding on me. Help.
He is grinding on you.
Oh, thank God for advantage.
Oh my
That's a
God!
natural
Thank
one.
God. For advantage, because I
18.
also rolled a natural one.
Advantage
17.
helped me too.
18, 17.
30,
21.
20.
Okay, all of you succeed. The rest of the people around failed, like, ever so slightly. They rolled a 13. The DC here was 16. So it definitely seems like a lot of people are just kind of, like, they're not physically tired anymore, but I think, like, some of the people are maybe, like, getting a little, like, bored. A lot of them are, like, looking like they want to go do something else.
Also got something.
Especially like some of these like larger creatures, like there maybe like the centaur and Betty the Yeti, like there's probably like sprites and pixies climbing on them. Like there's probably some people that sat on a centaur's back, which is they're not happy with. Things are just like there's like a little bit of a weird vibe as we enter the final 15 minutes.
Alright.
So
For the final 15 minutes, Don is gonna probably go back into his roots. I think he knows exactly the type of thing that will bring the mood back up for the last 15 minutes of dancing, and he just needs to get his hands on a yarding.
does he have a yarding like in his inventory?
No, he does not have one on his person.
He does not.
Go yank one.
No.
Nobody else has a yarding. How would you like to figure out how to get a yarding? You can do it. It can be done. You do not see any musicians around that have a yarding.
I'm gonna go to Sam.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say, Sam.
Well, hello, Dawn. How are you enjoying the party?
I mean, I feel like you know the answer, but for everyone else...
I think you're loving it.
Right, yeah. It's great. It's amazing.
Are you excited for the after party? That one's all about you.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm super excited. I need you to do something for me.
Oh, you want a favor?
I didn't say that.
Then what is it that you're wanting from me?
I want you to give me an instrument so I can help your ceremony. So I can do you a favor.
Right, I can do that for you. In exchange, because those are fancy little words, but like, let's be honest, I need you to do a little something for me if I'm gonna do that for you. It already was a pretty big strain on my near limitless power to get the four of you all the way over here from hither,
Does that even work?
thither and yon. It's quite
Near
difficult. Those hags have quite a chokehold on their little slivers of Prismere. Very, very difficult. I think the rest of you are very hard-pressed to find a way out. And I can't send you anywhere else back there when we're done. So it's not easy to just get you a yarting. But I think if you will take the oath of the ancient ways at the after party, just agree to a few little things. It's nothing major at all. Really, just words. Then I could be persuaded to use a little bit more power to give you a yarting. How does that sound?
Aurum's still dancing on him. Right behind him.
Yes, Sam's like grinding up on
Right.
Aurum. And I feel like Aurum's like the guy at the club that has like been there all night, like soaked with sweat. His mane is like clinging to his body. He's like damp.
Yeah, he rolls his eyes and he's like, I feel, even when you need me to help do something, you're always trying to get ahead, aren't you?
Well, I wouldn't be a very good archfey if I didn't act that way, did I? I could make you dance if you decided to stop. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
It's
like
not about dancing, it's about helping you out.
I think you'll be, it's a quite rare occurrence indeed to find a fae who helps for nothing. I have no problem helping as long as you help me back. That's sort of how it works here. There are very few rules in the land of the fae, but one of them is that sort of like tit for tat, you scratch my balls, I scratch yours sort of thing. If you want me to do something for you, you have to do something for me.
Just shimmying in place, like he puts a bridge on his nose and he's like, that's exactly what I'm trying to do though. Like,
right. So
this
then all you
whole
have
thing-
to do is swear an oath to the ancient ways at the after party. Like I said, it's just a couple words. All you really have to say is that I swear it, for the most part. And that's it. And I'll give you a yarting. He waves his hand in the air a little bit, and like there's like this warm breeze, and you hear like a few notes played from a yarding, and he like stops playing his lute, and a yarding like manifests in his hand, and he's like holding it and looking at it, and he's like, this is pretty nice. It's too bad there's no one here to play it.
Oh my god. Do you suck at convincing people? Whatever, I'll take the oath. Just give it to me. So I can help you, so you don't get mad.
There you go.
Whatever. I just want you to know how stupid this is, and he'll start playing it.
It's positively idiotic.
You already know how he plays the instrument.
It's like Guitar Hero, like somebody that's practiced to play like Through the Fire and Flames on like the expert mode for 3 years.
Yeah, it is just the most aggressive high energy playing.
Yeah. All right. You actually don't have to roll to anything because you've made just like a full-on like bargain here. This is you just get that's just a success. You just get it. Because yeah, you're like a very good yarding player. You can roll a performance check to see how good, but you are like basically like magically like inclined to do this well because Sam
That
gave you
performance
his
check would have been a natural 20, so.
Nice, yeah, it's dope. It's really, really good. I think like a lot of the other musicians just like stop, other than maybe like a few percussionists who will like basically just like play along to like give you like a beat to support the yarding. But yeah, that is a resounding success.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's one. We're still waiting on the other three of you, right?
Yeah. Since Dawn is sort of taking control of the music now, Ego's like, I think I know what I gotta do. So Ego is going to, shimmy over to Dawn and be like, can you just like slowly increase the tempo? Because we need to bring it back up. We need like some sort of dramatic climax. We need to make them climax.
Why would you work? Already working on it.
Okay. Ego's tired. Ego's sweaty. Ego's like in the like really, because Ego's been wearing the really like nice like froggy clothes and stuff. So I'm just gonna say it. Ego like takes the two sleeves of the nice fancy frog, rips those off. Because it's hot. Opens up the front, like rips open the buttons down so I can let the curly black vine come out. Take off my hat so I can let my hair down. And I'm going to draw my rapier and I'm going to start blade singing. I will ignite it with green flame blade and start doing like a whole bunch of my blade singing techniques, but with a lot of like handstands and twists that start slow and then they're going to get more and more acrobatic to kind of be like go for a big finish.
Yeah. So that sounds like an acrobatics check to me. If you would like, because you're kind of incorporating like your blade song into this, you can either make it a dexterity acrobatics or you can make this an intelligence acrobatics because it's kind of like a mix of both.
Ooh, I will then do an intelligence acrobatics. Well, actually, I mean, they're the same, actually, because I'm not proficient in it. It's +4. But blade singing gives me advantage on acrobatics checks.
Nice. Okay. Good stuff.
So Ego will... a 2 and an 11, but that means it's a 15.
Okay. So you do this whole, like, acrobatic routine, and it's, like, stunning, and you're very good at it. While you're doing it though, you kind of realize that like it's too good and like people are like almost in awe of you and are like like watching you do this because it's just like so stunning, and especially combined with like Dawn's like incredible yarding performance, it's almost like you guys are like doing a performance piece together, and so some people are slowing down. Unfortunately, that did not pass the DC for success. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ego's like, oh no, I have rocked too hard.
I can help. I can try to help.
Okay, what do you want to...
I don't have anything to affect that.
Aurum was also going to take out his instrument because he's inspired by the percussion, but he wants the percussion to be more confident. So he's going to start speed drumming along with Dawn's music, and he's going to roar at them with his racial ability to try to like intimidate people into like continuing and playing louder.
Okay. Yeah, you can make that an intimidation check, and since you're using like an actual like racial ability for that, go ahead and make it an advantage.
All right. Oof. 15.
Okay. Your drumming is good. Your drumming is fine, and it goes with the performance well. When you roar, like a couple people get kind of like startled out of like their little like dance trance that they were in, and they get like a little freaked out. And like you're also like inebriated right now, so they just like find you very unpredictable, and like a couple people like kind of want to get away from you. Unfortunately, that was
God.
not a success.
Yeah.
We're blowing it at the very end.
We're blowing the finish.
So right now there's one.
Why don't we have Dove, our bard, to help us?
There's one.
I used one of my
success
highest skills.
There's one success and 2 failures here right now. So we're pretty evenly split, almost. Possibly it'll be an even split. So yeah, we've got Clover left, and unless you guys want to put your heads together for a way that you're gonna try to like Hail Mary it. If you guys have a Hail Mary, you can do that, but it's got to be something really convincing that you do like collectively. But we're gonna let Clover do her thing first.
I don't even know. The only thing I can think of is me and the Tressum start flying above everybody to try and get like their attentions like away from whatever they're staring at.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to redirect back into the circle with the Tressum's help. We're gonna fly and try and get their refocus.
Okay. Are you...
I'm still playing my ocarina, I'm still purring, and I'm hoping like that, if I'm above, I can get more attention. If I fly up.
Are you trying to like put on a show? Are you like asking people like, hey guys, don't stop dancing? Like, how are you kind of like going about this specifically? Like, as you're flying around up there, like, what's your goal?
I think it's more of a rally to continue dancing.
Okay, you can roll me a persuasion check.
Do I have advantage because I have persuasion against Faye? From the thing I drank?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'll take
Bring
it.
us home, Kristy.
Okay. Okay! That's 19 plus 6.
That's a success. Yeah, so you get up there and play, and like, as, like, Ego and Dawn and Aurum, like, their whole, like, little performance piece that they have going, like, reaches, like, a crescendo. You start flying around up in the air, and, like, your music is kind of, like, this, like, lightness that emerges from, like, this, like, dark and intense performance. And everybody starts, like, clapping as Ego, like, does this big flourish in their, Blade Song. And, they kind of, like, get back to, like... They get back to dancing. So, for the final Constitution saving throw, Aurum, where do you want to be placed in the circle for this? Because, unfortunately, it was 2 successes, 2 failures, so only the people that are within 10 feet of you are going to have advantage on their Constitution saving throw.
I think here-ish I get the most people.
Mm-hmm.
All the squares are off of the actual square.
I know, sorry, there's 2 different types of square, it's very annoying.
I'm trying to be like in...
Put like a 10-foot aura on yourself, on your token, so that you can better see.
Yeah. see.
What button was it? I'm trying to be in that square. Right there. How do I do that? How do I put an aura on?
If you click your token and then go to the gear and then scroll down, you have token aura. You can put a 10-foot circle and then hit save.
You can, you can double click your token too.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Fancy. Thank you.
We'll stick a Campestry in there. They're vibing.
Yeah, I think like right there. I think that gets the most people.
Yeah. This guy here. Okay. Is there... Okay. Alright, so everybody can roll a Constitution saving throw. So Clover, Ego, and Dawn are all at advantage. You guys do have advantage because Aurum has you in his Rabble-Rouser aura.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do 2 separate checks for the group of people that are in the aura and the group of people that are out of it.
Ooh. A second natural 20 from yours truly for 21.
Nice. Ooh, the
18.
cursed dice. Okay. Clover.
13.
14.
Okay. So,
No, sorry, 13, but yeah.
13?
13,
13.
gang.
13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the people that are in the circle. Okay.
This is rough.
They
This is
success.
hard.
Yeah, this
is
one's
hard
a
like combat.
this one's a DC 18.
Oh god. Oh cool. Okay. That advantage made me get an 18.
Okay. As the dance is like reaching its final moments, is there anything that you guys want to do as a group to give it one final push? Anything that you want to like a big Hail Mary as a group? Because things are looking dicey.
You gotta fucking...
We could all just go ham on our instruments, right?
I gotta
We do
put
all
the
could throw
play
out a-
instruments.
I could throw out a fairy fire.
I
for-
gotta-
for glitter.
Ooh, for the lights.
Ooh, fairy fire rave.
Put the birthday
Yeah.
guy on my shoulders and I'll hop around while I'm playing my instrument.
And I'll throw out
Okay.
a fairy fire.
Okay, so everyone's playing their instruments. You guys are having your like, what is it like? What was that? It was like the Guitar Hero for a band.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
rock
it's just
band?
band.
Rock band,
rock
yeah,
band.
so the rock band party plus throwing Glad Hat up in the air.
Yeah, and then he's hopping around on my shoulder and then everybody can see, hey, like, this is a party for him. Just reminding them, like, if you stop dancing, the rebirthing ritual fails and he dies miserably.
Okay, so the people that were within the aura succeeded. Initially, the people that were outside of the aura failed, which would have meant 3 failures on the final Constitution saving throw. However, because you guys do a final push for everything, I let them re-roll. They did get a natural 20. So they're able to succeed.
There we go. Okay.
Nice, we did it.
GG. You partied hard enough. So... switch. Okay. The hour reaches its conclusion, and you all give it this very, like, colorful, like, sparkling light, big, like, musical finale. And everyone perseveres through those last few minutes, and the ritual dance is completed. Dawn, you put Glad Hat back down in the middle, where he was kind of like in his place of honor, and he like gives you like a little pat on the arm, and you see this light begins to emanate from the sigils and the stone beneath your feet, and it's this like yellowy green, like the color of the newest like flower buds in early spring sprouting from the ground kind of like color. And they light up and they emanate, and the light begins to surround Glad Hat's body, and then he slowly begins to like lift up into the air, and the light that is emanating from his body gets like brighter and brighter, and it begins to change color, and as he gets about like 10 feet up in the air, he's glowing with this like warm, almost like fiery autumnal light. And then there is a flash that is like blinding. And Glad Hat is gone. In his place, slowly like descending from where Glad Hat had been suspended in the air, you see something entirely different. You see a creature that isn't quite cat-like and isn't quite dog-like. It's very vulpine. It's very like fox-like, but its body appears almost to be like made of flame, and it gives off this like glow to it of just like pure firelight and like life energy. And it has these very intelligent, cunning yellow-green eyes, and its body just like the fur like moves and undulates on its own, and it stands in the middle of the ritual circle where Glad Hat's place of honor was. Let me get like a little. I'll send you a little picky pick of what I'm talking about. Put it in. And I just saw your message graph. 2 seconds. Everybody is just like quiet. And then Sam begins to cheer and clap and says, "Well, would you look at that? I didn't think you arseholes had it in you. We did it. Glad Hat, you're reborn. You get to continue serving the ancient ways for as long as you wish, really. And you're full-fledged Fae now, so the realms are yours to travel, my dear old friend. Although I suppose you're not so old anymore now, are you?" And like this creature like kind of like lets out this like yip. And like it hops up like on 2 legs. I don't know if you've ever seen like the little like in World of Warcraft, like the little like fox things when they like dance and they like kind of hop back and forth, or like the wolves.
Yeah.
Like he kind of does that and begins speaking in Sylvan, which I think everybody but Aurum understands.
You should go swap with that lady.
I like all my languages.
Yeah, he's happy with what he's got.
Tell her a story.
Sorry, I have to burp there. Oh my goodness. And he sits down and says, "Well, I feel better than I felt in about 1,000 years." And he will go up to each of you and kind of like touch his little like nose to you, and he gives off this like warmth. And he will thank each of you for your contribution. And he has this sort of like forlorn look in his eyes. And I think he kind of like concludes this portion of the party by just saying, "I'm not sure that I'll meet any of you again, because my purpose is the same now, but different. And the ancient ways call to me in my soul like they never have before. But I just want to thank you all for everything that you've done to maintain the light of beauty and love and music. And I think that all of you will find that goodness follows in your steps, that your cup is always full, and that you will always be in the light, no matter how dark it may seem. And with like a snap, he just kind of like immolates into a little flame and is gone. And that is where we will take a break.
Yeah.
So that Grab can put away his ice cream.
Hey.
But yeah, we'll be back in a bit. 5 to 7 minutes. Get drinks, get snacks, go potty. BRB.
BRB. welcome back.
Wow, here we are. We're back. And the, what is it, like, the reception? Is that what the first part, before all the, like, actual fun stuff at the wedding, they have that like, 1 hour span of time where you have to make awkward small talk with people at the reception? It's, like, the worst part of any wedding. There was, like, that, and then there was the actual party. And now, who knows what's gonna happen? Oh, God. That was a good candy bar. Okay, so the group of you watch as this new form that Glad Hat has taken does like one final little leap and then just like vanishes into a little flame and is gone. And Sam looks around at the group and is like, right, well, that's mostly it. There is an after party, but I really only need 2, 3, 4. He's still. Oh, he's still. Yeah, that will stop eventually, probably. And Aurum, you can't stop. You're still in that mood, but like you have a little bit of like a headache. You have like a real like tension headache at the front of your head.
But I'm
like,
still dancing. Like,
yeah, like kind of like up in this area. It's kind of hurty. But you're still going.
like it's just because I've been dancing so hard.
Now, for this after party, I do have to ask, Dawn, I will give you the choice. Would you prefer to be surrounded by adherents of the ancient ways, or would you like something a little bit more private and personal?
What?
For your swearing of oaths, we're about to do that. It's the after party. What I'm asking is, would you like to be swearing the oaths in the presence of other followers of the ancient ways? I've got some warlocks that are here. I've got some paladins that are here. There's a couple like people that I did stuff. They just have like magic. It just kind of happens. Sometimes they fireball when they sneeze, but they're into it too. Would you like them to be present for this, or would you like for it to be more private? Could be just you and me and your 3 little friends. I'll even let Dove can watch if you want.
Yeah, private. Yeah. I don't know
okay.
any of these clowns.
Alright, sorry everybody, even though you all kind of shared a dance floor and some of you, your bodies with each other, unfortunately, Dawn doesn't want the rest of you there at the after party, so feel free to have your own after party here. Everybody have a good time. I'll be back in a jiff. It'll only take a little bit. Actually, it might take a little bit more than a little bit, knowing the way that Dawn likes to talk to me. So, we'll see you when we see you. The 4 of you, let's go for a walk. Come with me. We're gonna go get Dove, and then we're gonna go for a walk.
Yeah.
I pick up my sleeves off the floor.
Yeah.
And I put them in my pocket. I'll get someone to mend those later, and I put my hat back on.
Let's see, Dawn. Okay. What is Clover's passive perception?
10.
Okay. So you would probably see when Aurum, little baby, or not when Aurum, when Ego like kind of bends down to pick up their sleeves, they have like a little cattail poking out from underneath their skirt. And it's just kind of like waving behind them, and it's like dark purple and has like faint little starlight stripes on it.
Ego.
Stands up, holding my sleeves. My sleeves.
Your tail.
Threw them off in a fit of.
You have a tail. It looks just like my trousseau.
I just reach around to grab it because I'm used to having a tail, but like a little tiny, like,
It's
tiny
not
tail.
little or tiny anymore. You, yeah. You kind of
I got a cattail.
you are reminded of a time where, while kind of like psychically shoved into a pit of despair, a being of light reached out to you and promised to bring you back from that place on Clover's behalf in exchange for you aiding her against a being called the Jade Emperor, and you agreed to this.
I sure did. Hopefully I've been doing that, but I'm realizing I don't know who the Jade Emperor is.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would think it seems that as Clover's power has increased, the bond that you have made has manifested itself. Sort of like you have your little fish scale finger.
True. Ego's
have a-
body parts just are all changing.
Yeah, you do have a fish finger. And like your little like thorn stem is like
Yep.
it's like a good like 8 inches long. And like there's another little one starting to poke out from that spot.
Ego's like holding the tail, and they're like, promises sworn in the dark, like shackles and chains tighten around me.
Wait, what?
My resolve is like steel. Hard. Cold.
By all that's good
What?
and light in the world, what are you saying?
I don't know.
I forgot
Is
my
this-
hat. I go and I pick it up.
Oh,
To start tucking my hair in there. I have a tail now. It's okay. I like it.
I like it too. God damn it!
They
Why
like,
you need
I
the
like it.
sprinkler?
they like turn their head away and continue tucking their hair in the hat.
Oh. Yeah, Aurum, your head really hurts. And yeah, Clover,
Guys.
go
Guys,
ahead.
my head hurts really bad.
Oh no!
But I can't stop dancing.
It's the hangover's just kicking in because you haven't slept off the time where the effect wears off. And the sobriety kicks back in. You're kind of in that horrible twilight zone of like hangover manifest. So good luck with that. I'm pretty sure there won't be that many negative side effects permanently, but I make no promises. And your safety and security were not part of the agreement you made. You just swore yourself to me blindly with no terms. So that's all on you. Good luck. Anyway, let's go. Clover, like your little kitty cat Tressum, like probably has like climbed up your leg and like kind of jumped onto like your shoulder and is like very much like perched there on your shoulder, and it's just like rubbing the corner of its like mouth, its little cheek, like on your ear or on the side of your head, because I guess you don't have an ear right there.
No,
Just
my
like-
ears are up here.
Yeah, just like on your cheek.
Said Marky.
Aurum's walking with everybody. He's like, ah,
I grab Aurum's paws, like, stop.
it hurts.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll give you
Oh,
My
some
poor
water.
Chihuahua feet.
yeah. The Chihuahua feet are gone now. It was only for an hour.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. I was gonna say I'll walk over to a puddle so that they can drink.
Aww.
Your dog feet. No, now they're just regular dogs.
Alright.
But yeah, your little Tressum like kind of like looks up at you, and you hear like in your mind, that it just gonna says, "Hi,
Hi.
thank you for bringing me here.
Thanks for coming.
I wasn't sure if you remembered back when we met in your dream,
I remember. You're
and do you
here.
remember you had a dream a while back before that where you kind of took like a seed from a flower and put it into yourself."
Yeah, I remember
happened.
that.
It did happen, Kristy.
No, Kristy remembers
Okay.
that.
That was me too.
That was you?
That was me, like, kind of being born, and you had the choice to, like, kind of, like, bring my energy into yours.
Oh.
Mhm.
Is it still there?
Well, I guess, because I'm me, and I'm here with you, and you're here.
Yeah.
So, as long as you're here, I'm here, and if we're both here, then it's still there.
That makes sense.
Who are all of these
Oh,
people?
yeah. I'm
Do
gonna
we trust them?
Yes, we trust them. That's Aurum. That's Dawn. That's Ego. That's Sam. Have you met Sam?
What's a Sam?
That's a Sam.
I don't know what any of these are, but that one that's putting its paws all over its body kind of looks familiar in a way.
Yeah?
It's kind of like a cat, but it's also kind of like something else. But it's not the same as a tiger. But
Not the same as a tiger, you're right.
no, but I've kind of met some tigers before.
You have?
Mhm.
Are they nice?
I'm not sure if I should talk about that right now.
Okay.
There's certain kinds of animals that we don't really trust,
Oh.
but most of them don't know that we don't trust them. It's just the ones that know that they did something to make us not trust them. So if
Well-
you see a regular tiger, it might be fine, but if you see a special tiger, it might not be fine.
I don't think I've met a tiger, but Aurum's really nice.
Is Aurum a tiger?
I think he's more like a lion.
Okay. I don't know what a lion is,
It's
but
a
that's
big
good to
cat.
know.
Yeah.
Okay. A tiger's a big cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's closer to a tiger than it is to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's a Sam and what's a Dawn and what's an Ego?
Well, Sam and Dawn are satyrs. They're fae. I don't actually know what they are. I just think they're cool.
Okay. We trust them?
Dawn, I trust them. Dawn's grumpy, but I trust him. He's like a big brother that's always like tough love.
I'm not grumpy.
You're kind of grumpy.
This
I'm not
is
cool.
mentally.
Yeah. Yeah, this is mentally.
Sorry. But I feel like Dawn definitely gets that, like, your palms itch and your ears, like, feel hot,
He
like somebody...
sneezes.
You know in your soul that somebody's fucking talking about you.
Right.
You know?
Somebody's fucking talking about me.
I like boost, take the cat and drift farther back from the group. I'm like, no, you don't know.
What's an Ego? Is Ego a
Ego's-
cat?
Well, no. But he has a tail, but she also has like sheep feet. And then but also maybe drow? I don't actually know. She's special.
They're like a little bit cat. They have a little bit of cat. They have a little bit of starlight. I can see it on them.
Yeah,
it's not the tail.
It's
No,
not
it's
the
not the tail. Mm-mm. There's like this little thread. Do you see it?
Do I see it? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try and look.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, fuck.
I'm God's favorite little princess and also an evil bitch.
15. No adding. Just 15 plus 0.
You don't see anything.
I don't see it. I just see the starlight on their tail.
No, there's definitely a thread there. You just aren't able to see it. You know what? You probably can't see invisible stuff, can you?
Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, so I'm a special kind of cat. I'm not like the other cats. I'm if you didn't notice, I
Every
have
cat ever.
Every cat ever. I'm
If you
not like
haven't-
other cats.
if you haven't noticed, I have wings.
You do.
There aren't that many other cats that have wings. Also, if there's ever like poison around, I can tell you right away. I can smell it. I know what it feels like. I know what it tastes like. I'm really, really, really good at sensing poison. So no one will ever be able to give you bad food. And I also can see invisible stuff. So like if somebody does something magic and then makes themselves invisible, I'll be able to see it.
Wow.
But so there's this thread, and I think maybe it's invisible, but it goes from you to Ego. And they have a little bit of cat. Like a little bit of the cat in them.
I like that.
I like that too. He needs all the help he can get. So having you and having Ego is pretty good.
And having you.
Well, I'm more like a part of you and a part of somebody else. And I'm here to help you because that helps him. But your friend is going to help too. Your friend promised to help.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like them a lot. All three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Dove.
Yeah, so speaking of, you all can go grab Dove from the menagerie. Or you're definitely feeling like somehow, even though you're dancing, but it's the energy's definitely like cooled down. You're in a cooler part of the forest, but like it's almost like you can still feel like the sweat like running down your face.
So I don't have to dance anymore? Or I
No,
still want to dance?
You're still feeling a little dancy. The outlines of like objects are becoming more still. The colors are like toning down a little bit.
Your senses are like rearranging themselves.
Yeah, you're getting.
I'm
you're
coming
getting
down from the
back-
high.
You're coming down. You're getting back into yourself. You're still feeling like a little dancy, but like it really just feels like there's like a lot of like sweat like pouring down you, like from your just down from your head.
I mean, if it starts to like inhibit my vision, I'll wipe my face. I feel like I'm drenched already though, so.
Yeah, you wipe your face and your fur is covered in blood.
Guys, I think I'm bleeding.
Wait, is he bleeding?
Yeah, there's blood coming out of the top of his head.
Oh my goodness!
Like he got like cracked with something sharp.
Oh, I don't have anything that can help, but I'm just gonna start like using like wrappings to like put pressure to slow the bleeding.
Oh no, he's
Oh my
bleeding.
goodness.
This sucks. I hope he doesn't die. No.
Roll a Constitution saving throw. You don't have advantage on this kind because it has nothing to do with the dancing.
18.
Okay. You don't pass out. What happens in the next like minute is the most excruciating pain you have ever felt in your life.
Oh,
you feel
no.
your skull like splits
Oh,
open.
they're coming.
It is extremely painful, and like you can feel that the skin on top of your head is splitting and ripping open, and you're feeling like extremely rapid bone growth out of the spot in your skull that feels like it has cracked. So, you know when like you were like a little kid and you would get like the little like cramps in and stuff like in your shins, or you'd get like achy bones because you were like growing?
Shin splints.
Like shin splints like times a million in the top of your head. As very, very rapidly protruding from your head, 2 antlers like grow over the course of a minute. It's like watching like a time lapse of a plant going from like a seed in a pot to all of a sudden like sprouting out. And like you don't see it. You just feel this like stretching and creaking and snapping. Your friends all watch as these like gore covered antlers that they still have a little bit of like your mane and your fur and your flesh sprout from your head.
Ego's like so into it, like.
It hurts so bad.
Clover passes out.
Looks like it hurts.
Clover passes out. I rolled for it. She sees like the blood in the guard. She just passes out.
Damn, I thought Clover of all people would be used to blood and gore. You know, from all of the violent murder.
God damn it!
Ego's
like on the ground, like slamming my forehead into the ground.
She's before noticing that she's passed out, Ego is like, "Don't worry. Pain is an indicator that you are alive."
I'm on the ground, slamming my forehead into the ground.
God.
Like this hurts.
Yeah, and when you do that, it actually hurts even more because the slam of your skull on the ground creates this like reverberation in bones that you never knew you had on your head, and you feel them like vibrating.
Don looks the other way and like praises his lips, like he's looking at Sam like, ooh.
Yeah, I think Sam also looks like.
Ego is not looking away. Ego's gonna go right up there, and I'm actually going to try and ease the pain because Ego's not gross. I'll like press on like the base of it and like try and like apply pressure in a way that like is relieving. I'll try and relieve this pain by just getting my hands all up in there and getting all of the gore on my hands because I don't care, and also I kind of want to eat it.
Yeah.
Because Ego's like a scab picker. Yeah, medicine check. I'm proficient. It's a 21.
Yeah. Yeah, so you would know that, like, especially in this situation, like, so one of the best ways to stop pain sometimes is just to cause pain somewhere else. So that's why, like, those, like, capsation things, like, creams work with, like, muscle pain is because they make your skin, like, tingly, and the nerves there, like, can't feel pain in both places. So you like kind of apply this pressure like around the area there, and you like really get into it, and like you can feel that like this was not like a cute little magical transformation. Like Aurum's like skin is split to the bone. Like you can see Aurum's skull in places, but you're able to kind of like put pressure on the skin and kind of like redirect a little bit of the pain. Aurum, it still hurts really bad, but it is helping.
This is the worst thing I've ever been through in my life.
If this is the worst thing that you've ever been through in your life, then you will have a very good life. As I'm like sticking my thumb, basically, no. What I'm literally doing is like right at the base of the antler where it's come through the skull, I am sticking my thumb in there to clear out all of the dead skin and gore and stuff to like clean it. But I'm just twisting it in there and like scooping it out on my nails and stuff. Like Ego's just
glad I'm not here for this.
And, like,
I'm so glad I'm not here for this.
Pulling off the extra bit of skin off the like edges of the antlers and stuff like that. And I will let's see. I will also I could if I could ritual cast, I would make an unseen servant to do we have 10 minutes here, or is like Sam like waiting to do something?
I think at this point like Sam and like Dawn were kind of just like looking at what's happening and like looking at each other and just being like, that's crazy. Good luck.
Right, yeah. It's very much a yikes. Good luck with that.
Yeah, okay, then Ego's like getting all in there and making sure it's clear. Like, I'm sure Ego, like, living in the forest has seen, like, fawns and deer that, like, knock their, like, antlers off and is, you know, probably went and collected them, you know, when they knocked them off. I know this is them coming in, but, like, Ego would probably be like, you have to, you know, make sure that there's no dead skin and stuff in there so that there's no infection. Yeah. Ego.
Yeah.
It's just Ego's really rough with it.
It was basically like when you see it happen in the forest, it's more gradual over time, and you know that they get like a velvet coating that the deer will then like scrape off on things, and so it can be gory, but Aurum's like flesh had no time to accommodate like the growing in of the horns, so his flesh just split in their place. So yeah, you're able to clean it up and kind of like keep the area clear of any debris so that the skin can hopefully heal.
Ego!
Because I had to have you bend down because you're much bigger than me, and I cup like the bottom of your face and I look at you and I go, No matter what, you are going to live.
There's a... Oh, gosh, there's a healer's kit in my bindle.
Oh. I like got like, you know, Aurum gore on my thumb, so I literally just like...
Oh, God,
Not
oh, jeez.
And then I go into the healer's kit and we'll try to like clamp that up a bit, put a little like, you know, yeah, I'll use the healer's kit on him.
Yeah, I think with like if Aurum is able to provide enough instruction, you should be able to like use it to like patch everything up. You know what? Actually, I feel like Ego would be really good at this because this is a fresh wound. You can stitch it up, and you've cleaned it out, you know, as best as you could, and you probably like have maybe some like witch hazel or some other like salves and like tinctures that you keep on your own person that you know are good for like wound cleaning, and you can like literally like give Aurum stitches, like right there.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'll do it. And I got mom's scissors. I'll like cut the thread.
You've
make
sewn
it
your
really
own
nice
clothes.
and tight. I do.
Yeah, and Aurum, like, I mean, like you feel it, but like vaguely, like it's like not that bad compared to now. It's just this like a splitting headache, and then this just like very very dull ache in like your whole skull.
I imagine it's like in anime when they have like a really bad headache and it's like...
Yeah, you can like feel like the pulsing of blood through like your whole head. But Aurum is able to get you stitched, or not Aurum, Ego is able to get you stitched up. I'm not gonna make them roll for it because I feel like just between you helping and their skills that they already have, it's like pretty good. And they can like wrap up the base of the antlers and like the flesh in the area in some bandaging. Yeah, I mean it still really hurts, but the sensation of like bone creaking and cracking and splitting your flesh is gone, and now it just really really aches like real bad. It's like really like very very tender.
Oh. I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna lay down with like my back to little cat, you know? Like,
yeah, so
sleep.
Clover like fully passed out, and when she did, the little like tressum on her shoulder like kind of let out a yowl, and like just kind of started like running around her with its tail like stuck up and totally like puffed out. And I think like while this like minor like medical occurrence is happening, and like Sam and Dawn are kind of just like off, like we're gonna go. Like Sam is probably like, I'm gonna go get Dove. Dawn, if you want to come with, like
Yeah.
He's kind of like, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Have fun.
This cat is
feeling
just
the
like
weird part on Aurum's head.
Yeah, and then like the cat has kind of just like like over the time that the surgery was happening, it like put both of its paws onto Clover and like rolled her from like kind of like on her side, and like it got her onto her back using its entire body, and like also like taking her clothes and her hair and like dragging it in its mouth. And then it just like curls up like on her sternum in like pure like the perfect like loaf stance on her sternum, and it's just purring very very loudly, but its eyes are like wide open and like looking around at everything, and it's like a little bit puffed up. But yeah, Clover, you probably come to after like a few minutes. Your head also hurts now, and you probably have like some skinned elbows and knees and like other spots. Might have like scuffed your clothes a bit. But you wake up and just see like bright yellow eyes like looking at you.
You just scratches. Say thank you. Aurum, are you okay? I don't want to look. I'm scared to look.
Oh,
He doesn't even. He doesn't have the energy to make words.
buddy.
He's just laying on the ground to go to sleep.
I'll snuggle up next to Aurum and start purring and hope that helps with the pain.
Just playing with little bits of Aurum skin.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Oh, no,
I'm not looking.
gross. Yeah, you can like put some of it into like little jars too if you want, or like little like
Ooh,
pouches.
yes.
Because like you would
Yes.
know, yeah, having somebody's like fingernail or toenail clippings or a bit of their hair is great. When you can get like their blood, that's like top tier. And especially because it's blood that was like harvested during a time of like strife and pain, that's like got a good flavor to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me all
Yeah.
your bits.
But Don,
Give me your bits.
Sam will stroll over to the menagerie with you, and you see these like beasts that are like, there's like a lynx that is like 50 feet long and has like bright blue fur. There is a like ram with 2 sets of horns that like when standing would be well over 100 feet tall, and like the birds like roost in its horns. And like curled up on like amongst all of these animals where they are all sleeping together. Dove is there, probably like taking a little nap. But she will hop up and join you. And I think Sam would say, I mean, do you want to just leave them? Do you want them to come with? I mean, it's like we could just leave them, but we can also go wait for them.
I mean, it looks like they're going through shit. I mean,
It's a little dramatic.
if I wanted someone there, it'd be them, but I kind of don't feel like waiting for them to get over whatever that was. What was that?
What was what? I mean, I told your friend that there could be consequences to eating that fruit, but they promised that they would. They basically entered a bargain with me with no terms, and so I decided to make them eat just a little fey fruit. It's a pretty special fruit. You don't find those a lot. You really only find them very close to the places where archfey tend to reside. Like, even if you were to go to, like, Titania's entire domain, you would really only have a chance of finding those fruit trees, like, very close to her throne room in her palace. So, they're pretty rare. They're quite powerful. I don't really notice, but yeah, sometimes, like, a mortal will eat them, and they might just turn into a pangolin, or they might just dance forever. They might kind of just disperse into, like, a little arcane mist. Sometimes they turn into a fairy dragon. The fact that your friend just grew antlers, I mean, that's really great for him. He's actually quite lucky.
If you say so.
Yeah, it's no big deal. They're just antlers. It's fine. It's just those aren't really supposed to grow over the course of like a minute. It's usually like
Several years.
yeah, you know, it's sort of like the satyr horns. You're not born with a full set. You grow into them over your lifetime. It would kind of suck to grow in a whole set in a minute.
Yeah, it kind of would. He kind of like rubs over where his horn nubs would be.
Yeah, I can see how you've desecrated yourself. Don't remind me. It
I didn't
really.
desecrate myself. They
You'd-
ruined my hairline.
If your body is a temple, then yours has been covered in horrible graffiti and been chipped away at. And you have squandered the gifts that have been given to you. But that's
Okay.
fine. We'll see that resolved in due time.
I don't like the sound of that at all. After what I just saw, I don't think so.
I mean, I could make them grow back magically, but you could also just let them naturally grow back out. You could also just stop cutting your hair. Like, why would you do that? That's just a part of your body. Why would you cut it off?
Because I look professional.
Why would you care about that? You know what? I'm not
I
even
can
going.
Get a job.
We'll save this conversation for another time. I think there's still a lot that you have to learn. And I'm conscious of the fact that you're a little bit broken right now, and it's making it hard for you to see sense. Unfortunately,
that's pretty problematic language that could get you written up at my job.
Well, guess what? I don't have a job. My job is to be myself. So, I think that once you're feeling more like yourself and you're over this whole little, like, broken toy situation, I think we'll revisit this conversation and it'll be in a very different light. Anyway, we'll just kind of do it near them.
Right,
so they can see, but they can, like, also lay there if they want to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they're kind of just like, I don't know, I don't know if they're crying or if they're just laying there. That one is holding a bit of scalp in a jar.
Aurum's crying. Aurum is actively crying.
I'm already
purring.
helped you.
It hurts! Even
Pain
though
is
you helped me.
temporary.
This is a lot of pain.
Alright,
I
shut it.
feel
We're about
pain
to do a
every day, I
ritual.
understand.
We're doing another ritual. You can stop crying for like 2 minutes. It's really
Seriously?
not that bad. You just grew
Yeah.
antlers. You could have turned into a horrid little creature with like tentacles for eyes
And then you
and
wouldn't be able
eyes
to
in your
get a job.
butthole. Exactly. You wouldn't be able to get a job except for at a circus in the freak show.
I
So
don't want a job.
You two are quite convincing when you're on the same side.
Okay.
all right. Everybody shut
You're
up.
very similar.
It's gonna take
Ew.
like 2 minutes. Dove, you also have to shut up, and you can see that she was like getting ready to like probably do some chaos somewhere, but she will like go
I
and
will
probably
sit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll go sit next to Clover. I'm sure.
I'll
All
sit
right,
up.
Dawn, why don't you take a knee? Why don't you kneel?
His face.
You can do it. You can do it yourself, or I can make you.
Oh yeah, that's
Would you like to have
horrible-
some
horrible
dignity?
wording. I was gonna do it. I was just, you could use better wording for these things. He like takes a knee.
What? I could like force you onto your knees?
Stop.
All right. Adonis Revelry.
You can just call me Don.
Adonis Revelry. You are a satyr, and so I know you better than you know yourself. I know every member of your family. I know where your family came from, and I know every line of satyr that they ever came from, because every satyr came from me. Now, the tenets of the Oath of the Ancients have been preserved by not just satyrs, but gnomes, elves, humans, really just any kind, for centuries upon millennia since before time itself. And really, all you need to know about it is that you just have to focus on good. It doesn't matter whether there's law or chaos. I'm not really concerned with that. It's really quite simple. So, all you really need to do here is just say, I agree, after I recite to you the oaths. The first oath is to kindle the light. Adonis Revelry, do you promise that through acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness, you will kindle the light of hope in the world, beating back despair?
Sure, yeah. I can agree to that.
You have to say I promise.
You said I had to say I agree. Whatever, I promise.
The second oath is sheltering the light. Adonis Revelry. Where there is good and beauty, love and laughter in the world, do you swear to stand against the wickedness that would swallow it? Where life flourishes, do you swear to stand against the forces that would render it barren?
I thought when you meant like shelter the light, it's like let a bum into your. Yeah, I can protect good people. I promise to protect good people as long as they're not running up my bills.
Just I've told you twice now what you gotta say.
As
long as
I
you
promise.
slip, okay, yeah, just slip that in as its own sentence, and then either before or after say all of the inane bullshit.
He like throws up his hands. He's like, "I'm sorry, I haven't made an oath before."
You don't have to apologize. Just do what I said. All right, moving on. The third tenet is to preserve your own light. So, Adonis Revelry, do you swear to delight in song and laughter, in beauty and in art? Do you swear that you will allow the light to live on within you, for if the light were to die in your own heart, you would not be able to preserve it in the world?
He like leans it. How does that work with my whole broken thing? Exactly.
Alright. I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna do you a little special thing. I'm gonna do for you the closest thing that you could call a favor that has very little expected in return. Part of these oaths, I was gonna get to this later, but since you're asking now, part of promising to these oaths would be fulfilling them. And if you don't fulfill them, there's going to be some strange consequences that operate on a level far beyond anything any of us could ever comprehend. But basically, as long as you continue to carry out these tenets and act in accordance with them, I could help you be reunited with what's missing. As long as you can find it. I can't get it for you. Because, as I'm sure your friend Ego could tell you, a hag on her own is pretty powerful, but a hag in a coven bears magic that goes far beyond the ken of most mortals, and operates on a level that could be comparable to that of an archfey, should the individuals comprising that coven be powerful enough themselves. So, that is all to say. Exactly. Right, yep. Hags. Great. That is all to say, I can't get you your lost thing, but if you can find what you've lost, that little bit of you that would make it so hard for you to achieve this third tenet, I can just put it back in you.
Okay.
Because all of your little friends are gonna need an archfey to put their lost things back in them. Luckily, you have me on your side. I'm under no obligation to help these other fucks. But if you are a paladin of the ancient ways, then it benefits me to see you benefited. So for this instance, I will do you a favor and expect nothing in return by reuniting you with your lost thing once you have it.
Alright. Yeah. If you're gonna do that for me, then yeah, I promise.
Alright. The fourth and final tenet is to be the light. Adonis Revelry, do you swear to be a glorious beacon for all who live in despair? Do you swear to let the light of your joy and courage shine forth in all your deeds?
Promise. For now, I'll lean more on the courage than joy, but I'm sure, the spirit is there. Woo!
You said the word promise. You have to say, I promise.
I promise.
Excellent. Alright. And with that, you can consider yourself an adherent of the ancient ways. Why don't you stand up?
He stands up.
And you feel this, that warm, summer wind blow past you, and you hear, that little bit of, lute music and, a little bit of, a pan flute. And you notice that, like, the ground all around you begins to, like, have these little, like, dandelions springing forth. And Sam will say to you, all right, hold out your hand.
And being held out.
Close your eyes.
Close his eyes.
Wow, you just did that without any sort of question. I could have put something horrible in your hand. But you know what? For your trust, and you feel like something like weighty, like something solid, like wood, with a good, like, weight to it in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
That just appears there.
Opens eyes.
Yeah, so you can see in your hand, there is a longsword. There are blossoms adorning the hilt of this longsword, which actually, like, takes the form of a gnarled tree branch. While you are holding this sword, you can cast Druidcraft as an action, and when you attack a creature with this magic weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll, flowers bloom from the blade and around you, and the creature has to make a wisdom save, in addition to the regular effects, and if they fail, they are charmed by you until the end of their next turn. So this is called the Blooming Blade, and it is in... I have it in my library for, like, my collection on D&D Beyond for, like, magic items, so I think if you search Blooming Blade, you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, hold on. Oh my god. I'm about
Oh, ooh, there's the picture of it. Oh my god, I was literally looking for this for forever. This is what it looks like.
There it is. Thanks. Yippee! That's a pretty sword.
Yippee! But yeah.
Wow.
So this longsword appears in your hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, as you can see, if you adhere to the ancient ways, there are benefits beyond just, like, doing good things. You know, I mean, I already gave you a set of armor, I gave you a shield and a sword, but this is like a special sword. This is like a cool sword that you can have. And if you keep doing the right thing, then maybe I'll just feel inclined to make the sword a little better, or do something else. Whatever, you know, I feel like in the moment. Like, maybe I'll make it so that if you bash somebody with your shield, they turn into a rubber duck. Like, it's kind of just whatever I'm feeling in the moment. But you have the sword for now. You've promised. You've made your promises. You've sworn to the ancient ways. That's really all I wanted to ask you, and it wasn't so hard, was it?
I guess not. Yeah.
Really, the hardest part of it, I don't know about you, was having to listen to this one's, like, groans of pain.
It was kind of distracting, I won't lie.
Yeah, it really was. It was a little frustrating.
It alerts over, like, are you done? You've been in pain for, like, 10 minutes now.
I think I'm just sleeping now.
Oh, we passed out!
I was dancing for an hour straight. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. Well, oh, damn, Graf said, heck you guys. Uh-oh.
My Discord restarted.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right? I'm back now.
Yeah, but, Sam will say to the group of you, that's the whole party. You can probably hang out for a little bit longer if you want, but, I kinda need to send you back soon. You kind of have some important stuff you need to do. And it's a little exhausting. Hags. Yeah, you do got to kill hags or just make them go away. I mean, however you decide to deal with them is up to you. I don't really care how the job gets done. But it probably would be nice to get Zybilna back. She's, like, not on my bad side, so...
That's a surprise.
There's only a few... Okay, there's a decent number of other Archfey that are on my bad side, but I have good reason for that. Alright, get the fuck out. And he, like, waves his hand, and you just hear him say, fuck you. And, like, you all get, like, basically, like, other than Dove will stay back. You all get like shunted like out of this space.
Could I have asked Sam to yeet us to the inn?
Yeah.
Since
Sure.
Aurum's like sleeping and
As you're
I think
like,
we're all tired.
you're in like the slow-mo of like getting pulled back, you're like, send us to the end! And he's like,
Clapperclaw.
Yeah, okay.
Don't forget Clapperclaw.
I think Clapperclaw got yeeted a while ago.
And the kid.
Clapperclaw was in like the kitty hut, but I can assure you that after about 30 seconds of talking to Clapperclaw, Sam's gonna be good and is gonna be like, I've had my fill for the rest of existence, and we'll yeet him back to you guys. So you all can land basically like right in front of the inn at the end of the road, in the swamps of Hither. And about 30 seconds later, Clapperclaw will show up too. And Clapperclaw is like probably like holding some like colorful like juggling balls, and is like, hey, wait, where did all of the games go? Oh, there you all are. How was your party? I learned how to juggle while I was in the kitty tent. There were these dogs that could blink everywhere, and they were teaching me how to juggle. Did you even know that a dog could juggle? And you know what? They don't use their paws. They had to have 3 dogs, and each one would throw a ball up, and then they would blink in place, like, around each other, so that they could all be, like, catching a ball and then throwing it up and then blinking to the next one. It was, like, kind of, like, really weird, and I don't think I could do that, but they did teach me how to juggle with my claws.
Boy,
so
I'm
look at this.
so tired. I'm going to bed now.
But yeah, you can go and take some rest at the inn at the end of the road.
I think it's
You probably have to like drag Aurum in.
I'm gonna ask someone to help me because I'm very weak and I cannot do this by myself. Or I need help. Someone help me with Aurum, please.
So,
I have 6 strength.
Yeah, I'll help.
I have 8, so
Yeah, I'll help.
Aurum is like dangling, like Clover probably has him like by the wrist, but the rest of his body is like dangling and like partially in the mud.
Yeah, I'll help.
I'm
with
keeping
my
his head above the water.
strength.
Like, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, because if you didn't, he was probably just gonna drag him by his legs.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be super good to have his like very large raw open wound, even though it's been like dressed and stitched, like submerged in stagnant murky water.
Yeah, no. I keep his head above
What
water.
are you talking about? You're fine.
But yeah, you all can go to your rooms for the night. Some of you with a new little buddy, some of you with new little items, and a couple of you with some new little body parts hanging out there.
Hell yeah.
And you all can take a rest if you wish to, but officially welcome to level 3, and
Yeah.
the next step is to go somewhere else.
God, we're so high level.
I
did
don't know anything to Sam anymore.
I need to go trade for some ink.
Yeah, you guys do have like 20 or 30 trinkets that you got from killing the dragon. So you guys should probably like divvy those up.
I wanna go to the dragon dude, the Watcher.
Oh, the Watcher, yeah, the Cerastes.
Yeah, I need to go back there.
Yeah.
But first we need a long rest. Because I'm tapped.
Yeah. I think that's where we're gonna call it there for the evening. Just because I know some people are low on sleep and some people need a little bit of a resty rest. But
yeah,
thank you to my players for
you
playing with me. Thank you to those of you watching for joining us on this adventure. Check out Cardboard Castle and Little Dragon. Thank you, Sirenscape, for all the awesome like ambient music that we use. Thank you to Suncraft for more of the music that we use. Check out our Discord, subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitter. What else?
Do the things.
What?
Do all the things.
Yeah, do all the things. Cool, yeah, but I think that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Well, You know what?
What?
The next time you are like super stoned on Fae fruit, and you're just trying to like power through a dance party and antlers shooting out of your skull, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hey.
And we'll catch you next time.
Hell yeah.
Sure will.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Love you, bye.